Alright, so pardon me if you can hear the printer noise in the background. I have my 3D printer going right now, printing gifts for Christmas coming up. I figured I would make a quick video showcasing some interesting stuff that I've gotten recently. Here's the Pine Time. We're going to talk about that in the video. Just kidding. I've got something much more interesting than the Pine Time, and that is the PinePhone Pro. I've not opened it. It's still in the wrap from shipping. So, well, it was in a secondary box during shipping. It's not like shipped like this, but yeah, we'll get out of this box here. This is the box that the Explorer editions will ship in. However, I believe this unit is a developer unit. I was being sent a developer unit. It got delayed though, so they might have sent me an Explorer edition. But either way, they're the same thing. They did not do any hardware changes between the dev units and the Explorer edition. They think it's good to go. So. Now, keep in mind, though, there could always be problems found in the future with these devices, so when the Explorer editions do come onto the store, do not go rushing out to buy it. It's not going to be a ready phone for the masses. First of all, the software is still a work in progress, and second of all, there could be hardware issues that they just haven't found yet. So they might have a revision later, like, Explorer Edition 1.1 kind of thing, to fix some issues. Hopefully that's not the case. It seems like they're pretty sure this time around that they've gotten the formula cracked. Unlike the Bravehearts, where there was a ton of issues found, and then a month later they did another batch, and then each community edition after, up until like the Manjaro edition, they had hardware revisions to fix issues. This seems like this will be good to go. So I'm going to use my scissors real quick and just slice open the Ceramic wrap. It didn't really cut. Hold on. Now, something interesting is that this is almost exactly the same. Well, I guess it's not really that interesting. It makes sense that they would keep it the same, but this is almost exactly the same box that they use for the beta editions. As you can see here, side by side, they look very similar. They're a little bit different. This one says PinePhone Pro on top. The original one just says open, friendly, community-driven Pine 64. Doesn't actually say it's a PinePhone. Also, interestingly, the font here is a little faded on this box at the top. I don't know if that's a stylistic choice or if the ink was fading or something. I'm not sure how these are made. Then it says PinePhone Beta Edition on the side. That kind of pizzazz. But this one just says right off the bat PinePhone Pro. Same kind of box style and everything, and it says PinePhone Pro Explorer Edition on the side. Keep hitting my keyboard here on my computer. Hold on. There we go. So let's open this up, see what's inside. My keyboard's kind of being slippery today. So you get a user manual, pretty standard. The other one does too. All the others, that is, PinePhone Beta editions. Even the earlier ones. The only one that didn't was the Braveheart, as far as I remember. I think the Braveheart did come with the slip, though, that told you what was going on. Like this isn't a beta edition device, basically, early adopter device, please expect issues, that kind of thing. I noticed there's a chunk torn out of the sleeve here. That's not a big deal, but it's interesting. Let's see. It has a power cable, PinePhone Pro, and the quick guide. There's nothing else in the box. So that's just like the original PinePhones too. Seems like there's a glass screen protector in the box here. I'm not sure if they have a pre-applied one, or maybe they have a pre-applied one, but they give you a glass one as well. This is definitely glass. It feels hard. It's not plastic. I mean, it could be a hard plastic, but I'm pretty damn sure it's glass. I'm probably going to get an iPhone 11. I'll have to measure it compared to my old PinePhone. Well, the normal PinePhone, which I have right here, sitting on my desk. I'll have to size them up. It looks like they're pretty much identical in size. Yeah, so I'll have, once I crack into the box, I'll see how big the display panel itself is compared to the original PinePhone, because I will use, if it's compatible, like it's the same size, an iPhone 11 Max screen protector that's anti-glare coated. It has like a chemical etching that is anti-glare, which makes it really nice in the sunlight. I'll probably use that once I know if this will work or not. This is definitely hefty. Hold on, let's get the PinePhone here. Yeah, this is definitely a little heavier. It's kind of more. You can also feel like I know it's only like 2 millimeters thicker, but you can definitely feel it's thicker too in the hand. I like it though. It feels more sturdy actually. It really feels like I'm not even holding the unit itself. It's still in the sleeve here. In the box also, I'm not sure if you saw, we have the charger, we have the SIM card adapter, and I think that should be it. Yep, that's it. So we just have the plastic tray. Let's put that off to the side. I already have one of those cables. So this is the PinePhone Pro. I like the finish feels a little bit better on the... Yeah, the one on the old PinePhone feels smoother. I don't know if that's actually because I've used it for a while or if it's... I think it's different. Yeah, it feels like it's a different texture. This feels like it's a nicer quality, definitely. It reminds me... I don't know what exactly... It reminds me of another device I've used before, like the plastic quality. It's a good quality plastic, nice and sturdy, and feels nice in the hand. It's also grippy too. It's not like the original PinePhone, which is okay, but it definitely can get like slippery in some ways. It's smoother. But yeah, the PinePhone Pro coating feels a lot nicer. It doesn't attract fingerprints as much either, I don't think. From the looks of it. No, it's hard to tell. Only time will tell of using it, seeing if it attracts oils and fingerprints. But overall, this feels really nice. Let's see how the backs compare and look. The cameras especially. Yeah, you can see the camera sensor is a lot bigger than the original PinePhone. It's noticeably bigger. They still have the same logo thing. I really like that touch. That logo there, that looks nice in my opinion on the PinePhones. Yeah, you can kind of see actually, putting them side by side, you can kind of see, at least I can with my eye, the height difference of the two. It's very subtle, but yeah, you can definitely notice it, and I feel it too. It's not. I assume it's also the plastic quality and whatnot that makes it feel like that. It probably has a lot more packed into it. Let's open the back cover and see what's back there. I'm gonna also probably pull out a battery tab because I'm sure they do the same thing as the other PinePhones during shipping. Okay, that snaps off. Yeah, this definitely feels like it's a different... And they have right off the bat, the thermal pad on the back here, the graphite thermal pad. I think that's graphite at least. That's what I've been told, it's a graphite sheet. Kind of disperses the heat from the modem across the back cover, or at least that's the idea. Yeah, they do have the battery tab on the PinePhone Pro as well, to keep it from coming undone during shipping. Let's pull off the PinePhone's back cover and compare the two. The battery actually looks thicker. It's like peaking. I don't know. That could just be. Yeah, I don't know. There doesn't seem to actually be any difference. It's hard to tell. It's interesting. I don't see anything noticeably different. It looks very, very similar. It feels better overall, though. Like, it's a bit heavier in hand. It's a little thicker, and the back cover feels nicer. So yeah, it definitely feels like a premium PinePhone. I like that they have a little warranty sticker on there on the screw. They used to do this. You could see here, I breached the warranty seal on this one. But they used to do just a sticker of the screw inside, and that was the warranty sticker. A little nicer looking. Speakers. Let's see what the No, you can't really tell a difference. So maybe I wonder if they upgraded the speakers or if it's just the same speaker hardware. That's the speaker there. Just one speaker, so they haven't upgraded it in terms of more. It's just the same amount. That's the side buttons. They definitely look different. They're now those dimple press buttons versus the old ones that were still the same thing. I'm pretty sure they're just different. I guess they had different vendors. You can see the antennas are also different on this too. I bet they had to change the antennas for like the Bluetooth upgrade and whatnot. They have Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi on this thing now, so it's not surprising that there's, because it isn't Bluetooth 5.0. It is Bluetooth 4.1, but that's still an upgrade over the original PinePhone, which only had Bluetooth 4.0. And honestly, I'm not a huge. That's not a big deal for me because the Bluetooth 4.0 works fine for everything. Everything's backwards compatible pretty much, so not a biggie. It looks like they put a plastic screen protector on this one too. So yeah, the one in the thing there is probably to replace that if you want to with the glass. Let's peel this screen off. Wee. Oops, I hit the camera. Alright. I apologize if I sound a little nasally and if I'm kind of being incoherent. It's because I'm tired after work and I think I'm probably a bit stuffy as well. Let's peel off the battery tab here. Yeah, this looks like it's literally identical. I'm going to keep the battery with it just so I don't mix it up with the other PinePhone. It definitely looks different. It's not the same battery. I bet they're using like a higher quality battery too. Because this is not the same as the original, I can tell you that right now. The plastic's different, and does the original one say 3,000 on it? I thought it was like 2,000. Yeah, no, the original also says 2,800 instead of 3,000. This one says 3,000 for both ratings. The typical and the rated capacity are higher on the Pro battery. So there's definitely a difference between these, and you can see the stickers aren't the same either. And yeah, I was right about the plastics being different of the battery too. The top plastic here is definitely different. So yeah, they're not compatible batteries. Well, maybe they are, but I don't know. I wouldn't really want to bother swapping them between. I mean, no. Let's put this back together. Oop, is that the Pro cover? Yeah, it is. Alright, let's flip this over. See if there's any charge in this puppy. Ah, there we go. So this is going to come with the... I'm going to cut this video shortly. I'm going to do another video showcasing different software on this thing, like Manjaro with Plasma. Because it does come with a Rockchip build of Android that's proprietary. It has a bunch of blobs. And, yeah, it's obviously nothing false at all. But it's a good way to demonstrate the functionality and test it, you know. And this is very smooth, definitely. Look at that. Nice and smooth and responsive. And the calls, the video playback, and everything else are actually accelerated on the Android build here. Rockchip, you know, put together this demo for demonstrating everything works. And it is in Chinese. I don't know if you can change the language. I'm not even going to try because I don't know where to... I guess this is the page for it, but it's all in Chinese and I don't know where the menu is, so I'm not even going to try. But point is that it ships on the developer unit, so this is definitely a developer unit. They're not going to be shipping Android on the Explorer editions. Those will actually come with Manjaro Plasma Mobile. This is just for the dev unit, so this is definitely a dev unit that they sent me here. The difference isn't, there's not going to be any difference, like I said, though, because the hardware should be the same, so yeah. But if it's anything to go by the Android included on this thing, it's definitely smooth and snappy. It's not getting warm in the hand either. I mean, obviously I haven't really used it, so that's not a good indicator of it getting warm, like running stuff, but I will definitely do that once I get Manjaro Plasma Mobile on this thing, or something else, and then I can make another video showcasing it to everybody, what it's like. I know that there's already been a couple demos and whatnot, but I do want to go a little bit deeper and get a full experience of what's broken, what's not working, yada yada. I know the cameras don't work on these right now. They're still bringing up the cameras on the PinePhone Pro. I know GPS is going to be basically the same thing as the other PinePhone. Although it looks like Rockchip put like a GPS testing app on here, so I'm indoors, so I probably won't get a fix. But yeah, we can definitely test everything. The original PinePhone 2 did not have great GPS does work on the original PinePhone, don't get me wrong, but it does not have very good accuracy, to say the least. It doesn't... the magnometer hardware in the PinePhone is not hooked up in software yet, so GPS software isn't as accurate as it could be. On top of that, GPS software needs a little bit of work too, I would say. But yeah, other than that, the camera's getting up. Power management too needs to be worked on the PinePhone Pro. I know that as well. Um, Other than that, the cameras, power management, GPS needing a little bit of work. The UI definitely needs work. Plasma Mobile still has a bunch of issues that need to be worked out before it can be used. Other than that, if those things get worked out, then this thing could definitely become a usable phone for some people at least. I'm not going to say everyone because there's still problems with it, even if it was fully functional. Like, for example, it doesn't have a great battery life compared to a mainstream phone. It doesn't have as many apps. You're not going to be able to run a lot of Android apps, even though there is a compatibility layer called Waydroid. It's not yet really established, I guess you could say. It's not ready yet. It's kind of buggy. It has some issues. It crashes every so often. It uses up a lot of the RAM on the device. So that's not a great solution yet. It's not a go-to. So you could run a few apps here and there. You're not going to be able to run everything. And you're going to be kind of limited to what apps are available on a Lynx phone. But if you need just a dumb phone, once everything gets figured out in software, then I think for most people that just need a dumb phone, this would be great. I know personally, I'm definitely going to keep my old Android phone as a backup either way. But with that said, I'm just going to cut this video off here. I've been rambling on long enough. I will ramble on more in another video about the software and what the status is, and maybe do a couple updates here and there. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it.